Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield back here at the wonderful Cosmopolitan Hotel and Casino, one of my favourite places to come. It's also home to my favourite event this year, which is Rose Rabbit Lie. It's a restaurant, it's a show, and the star of it is Piff. How are you?
Good evening. I'm all right. You know, I'm still here, which is the important thing. Just like Mr. Piffles.
Well, I've made a new friend here. I don't know what it is, but people seem to like sniffing my crotch, and your dog particularly seems into me. This is nice.
He can smell money, so...
Is that what it is? Yeah. Is that what it is? Hey, listen, great to see you. When I came here to Cosmopolitan this year, I said I have to come and see Rose Rabbit Lie. What is it? Nobody could tell me, so I came and saw for myself. And it's fun, and it's new, and it's different. It's a dinner, it's a show, it's a club, and you're the star of it. Why you? How come you've got this gig?
Well, who doesn't love a magic dragon? Obviously, Las Vegas is the spiritual home for a magic dragon. You know, magic, David Copperfield, they've got Siegfried and Roy used to be here. It's the home for it. And dragons, where you got Excalibur, which is a big castle. It's just waiting to be overrun by dragons. So that's basically the dream for me, to take over Excalibur.
I first saw you on that Penn and Teller show on ITV, and everybody fell in love with you. You became a sensation overnight. But of course, you'd had a big career before this, doing sort of slogging away as an act. It really turned your life around, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a great show for me to do, and also just because of YouTube, and it went viral on YouTube, and I think that was a big part of it. But and Penn and Teller, since then, have been very supportive and very nice to. Well, me, I don't think Penn really likes Mr. Piffles, but who can blame him? I mean, he's like 14,000 times the size of Mr. Piffles. So,
is Mr. Piffles your comfort blanket? I notice you don't go anywhere without him.
I just like to keep, you know, the money where I can see it.
There's nothing cuter than an act with an animal, but you know what they say, never work with them. He's very well behaved, and he doesn't tend to let you down, does he?
Yeah, it's just a lot of Benadryl, and then, you know, he'll do whatever you say, really. There's just nothing going on anymore in his tiny little head.
Do you ever wonder what he thinks some days when he's stood there watching the show that you're doing? I mean, it's not normal, is it?
No, I mean, I'm sure he's just there thinking, not another sip of Benadryl. I think that's the main thing that's going through his tiny little head. Any thoughts that he has left?
Let's talk about Rose Rabbit Lie. It's this concept that's brand new. It has a restaurant, which is one of the finest restaurants and one of the most exciting dinners I've had this year in Las Vegas. Then at 9:30 the show starts, of which you're a part of it. And I love it because it's edgy, it's sexy, it's different, it has incredible talent, it has you, it has dancers that are incredible, and a lady who, how do I phrase this so we don't offend the punters, is able to pull handkerchiefs from nowhere, literally nowhere.
Well, they do come from somewhere. She's very intimate with that tiny piece of cloth. I think that's the best way to describe it. They have a special connection.
It's an amazing act, and that's what this show does, brings the best people at what they do into this cabaret show. And the budget must be enormous because there's a lot of you.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably like $29 a year for the budget.
I think so.
It's pretty heavy, yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, it's fun. But you got to remember, Mr. Piffles doesn't actually, he just lives on biscuits.
Right.
So that's most of the budget. Everyone else is doing it on a voluntary basis.
I mean, he's not an Alsatian. I mean, he couldn't be any smaller, could
he? No, I've tried. But he couldn't be much smaller than that, apparently.
And he's a big part of your act. I mean, your act is nonsense, let's face it. You get people up on stage and you make funny, and then you make the dog disappear, which is a rather cruel trick of fate, really, because everybody wants to see him. We're left looking at you and wondering where the dog is.
Well, I don't quite make him disappear. I mean, technically he does, because I shoot him out the cannon and he dies. So, I mean, like, but I think when you say I make him disappear, it's more like a hitman use of the term.
When did you form this act? You're very cool for school on stage. You're the opposite of what everybody else is doing, which is tits and teeth. You're playing it down and sort of making us feel lucky to see you. It's a curious disposition you have on stage.
I think people are lucky to see me. I'm the only magic dragon in the world. So anyone who comes in, that's a gift. I mean, what can I say? But Mr. Piffles and I have been together for 5 years, and we've done 5 Edinburgh festivals together. So we've done a lot of magic together.
I can't imagine Edinburgh's much fun. I've been asked to go up there and cover it many times, but I find comedians very strange, second only to magicians, who seem to be the creepiest of all. And that place just attracts weirdos, really, to put on shows. What's that life like? I mean, is it tough up there? Because it's not very glamorous, is it?
Edinburgh is my favourite thing to do in the world. So I think you should go out there. I do. I think you should go. I honestly think you go out there, you'll change your opinions in about an hour.
When you do this act, what goes through your head? Because you're looking out, and it's a curious thing because it's a late show. It's not a 7 o'clock show. It's 9:30, so people have had a drink. And I imagine you get to see quite a lot of different things because this is as much a club as it is a showroom.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of the more interesting audiences I've played at 9:30. But, you know, I think it's fun for me because it's fun to see how far I can push the audience. You know, are they going to... Mr. Piffles is a bullet catch in the 9:30 show. And at one point, somebody has to hold a gun to his head and pull the trigger. And that's always interesting seeing whether somebody will do that in the face of abuse from about 300, 400 people a night.
And you managed to find a character on Friday night who did pull the trigger.
Most of them pull the trigger. Most people have no soul. The thing is with Vegas, when you arrive, you check your bags and your soul at the hotel, and then you go out and you do whatever you want, even if that is shooting a chihuahua in the face. You know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Or ends up on Facebook, of course.
Well, yeah, but that's just why we don't let people take pictures of that bit.
What's your life like now? I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than Las Vegas. You're here in certainly the coolest of all the casinos, there's no question. You've sort of made it, really, haven't you? I mean, it doesn't get more decadent than the Cosmo.
Wow, that is bleak. The only way is down. Is that what you're saying? The only way is a spiral down from here. Okay,
Welcome to my life.
Right, maybe we should
I'm going back to Nottingham tomorrow. What do you...
That is a spiral down into the abyss. I like Nottingham. One of my favourite comedy clubs is there. Just a Tonic.
Now, this dog, we must say, really likes me. What a great judge of character.
Yeah, I mean, look at him. He really is ready to be your new best friend. And you can own him for $12,000. Come on, Mr. Piffles, you got a new owner now. I'm going to go to the I-15 and get another barrel full.
What is your relationship like? I mean, I guess he goes everywhere with you, does he? I mean, he's here today and you take care of him. If you go for dinner, does he come with you? Do you get strange looks?
He's a service dog. So he's allowed anywhere I'm allowed. He is the law, basically. No one can turn him away. Then we go everywhere together. I've been on tour with him for the last 5 years, so we're pretty close, sadly.
Is your life normal here now? I mean, have you managed to find a way of sort of getting away from the facade of the Strip and the craziness of the Cosmopolitan? Are you settled in, is what I'm asking you?
Yeah, I'm very settled. I live on the Strip, though. That was an error. But yeah, I live on the Strip. I have a really nice life here.
When you say you live on the Strip, you don't mean a cardboard box or something. How are you making that work?
What's wrong with living on a cardboard box? It's better.
Well, it's all right for some.
The budget is $27 a year. For everyone. How do you expect me to afford a house?
You really do get value for money here. I mean, the restaurant, have they allowed you to eat in it? Yeah, it's really nice.
I have snacked in a restaurant. Yeah, I just walk around and snack off other people's food most of the night. I've got my own fork.
Is that rhyming slang?
No, I literally have a fork. That is mine.
And of course, the thing about this is it's a show for the people in the showroom, and it's a show for the people having dinner, because the stage revolves 360, which means you go off the other side. What happens when you sort of arrive at the people having dinner?
You know, you might experience something that maybe only 20 people have ever experienced in the whole history of this show. In the room we're sitting in now, this is where, if you manage to bid on the croissant at the end of Breakfast Epiphanies, then you win a very special event in here. So only one person a night gets to see that. Wow. So there's lots of things like that we don't want to spoil by telling you, but like, you just have to come here, you have to explore the whole venue, you have to ask questions, you have to demand to be taken into the secret rooms, and that's the kind of thing that makes this show stand out.
Do you know, last night about 1 o'clock in the morning, I woke up, I thought, I'm going to go and find a club with a secret room, but it didn't involve a magician.
Well, you failed then.
Although something did disappear at one point.
Oh God, was it Mr. Piffles again?
No, I think it was my credit card, to be perfectly honest with you. Listen, it's really nice seeing you. Thank you so much for your show. It really is the event of the trip for me.
I have no idea what day it is anymore.
I'm sure you don't, because actually when you're in these casinos, you have no idea of time, whether it's day or whether it's night or whatever. Your life must be interesting. Do you live in a casino or just in the cardboard box on the Strip?
It's just, well, I spend my time between the two, really. Sometimes if I go on holiday, I go to the car parking lot outside Circus. Wow. That's where I like to get away from my troubles.
But what money you could earn with the dog, because people will just have ultimate sympathy for you.
Yeah, I mean, the other day I got like, what, 50 cents.
Amazing. Do people occasionally throw you a burger or something?
They sometimes do, but it knocks out Mr. Piffles.
Yes.
It's quite mean of them.
What does he eat in an average day? I mean, he's so small as he sits here on my lap.
He eats 9 biscuits.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. 9 biscuits.
Thank you for having me here at Rose Rabbit Light at the Cosmopolitan. It is definitely the thing to come and see this year. It's sort of unexplainable in a way. What I can tell you is there's an amazing dinner from 5. Do that. There's a show at 7:30, 9:30 and midnight. And if you're very lucky, you might get a private session with you here in this booth.
Yeah, it's called Breakfast Epiphanies. It's midnight onwards in the study. There's only one breakfast though, just one croissant that we buy from Walmart. We sold it the other day for $1,750.
Wow.
It's highest bidder takes it all.
Incredible. Well, I have about 50p, so that ain't going to happen. I'm not going to be in here. But what I do know is I've sort of built up a relationship and rapport with your dog. I'm feeling a bit of passive aggression. Does it bother you that he likes me more right now than you?
From the dog, all that dog is passive aggressive. Piffles, you got to be nice to people.
Hey, listen, great to see you. Thank you for your time. And come here to Rose Rabbit Lie at the Cosmopolitan. Good to see you.
Thank you.